and it's going to be a penalty for Senegal. Important and interesting decision here.
Actually,
yeah.
Somehow you get a feeling that maybe Ivory Coast are not matching up with the strength of Senegal, and that's why they keep wheeling.
Yeah, definitely. The weight disparity can clearly be seen in that scrum. But, another big tackle there. But Senegal patiently this time moving the ball around and using their big men to try and get past the try line.
That's a good hold up. The ball has there's a battle there. There's a penalty for not rolling away after the tackler held on to the Senegal player. He did not roll away, so Senegal are going for the poles instead. That's the decision being made here, and Mamadou Ndiaye picks his spot. You think it's the right call to make, or they would have actually just gone ahead and tried to get the 5 points?
I think it's a wise decision. I mean, it's ever since they scored the 12 points early in the game, they have not been able to get a clear-cut chance. And sometimes they say go for the easy points and then go back and regroup. And what they're also trying to do is really stretch the gap. I mean, Ivory Coast had cut the gap, of course, to 12-8, and now they are looking to add an extra 3 points so that they can continue to stretch the scoreboard. So it's a game of numbers at this point. Remember, in the second half, teams are mindful of the ticking clock and trying to see how they can be able to get the win, and Mamadou Ndiaye scores the point.
Now 15 Senegal, 8 for the Ivory Coast. And like Ruben just pointed it out, even the small margins make a difference. That's exactly what we're seeing here. At 15 8, 7-point gap it is, with about 21 minutes to play. Still enough time for Ivory Coast to get something back from the losing position that they are in as they restart the game. Ball well picked up by Senegal's Fofana Abdel Karim. A kick for territory. Good kick there coming in from Yebake. And then there is a knock-on there, unbelievable, coming in from Ivory Coast. Traoré Sekou.
Yeah, Traoré Sekou there could have risked even giving his team, conceding a penalty for his team when he knocked on and then gathering the ball again and kicking it, yet he had already knocked on by another ref who is not as lenient, could have seen it as a bit of indiscipline.
No, yeah,
luckily enough, because big kick there, and as we are saying, of course, Mamadou Ndiaye gathering there, but that was a very good return kick that Ivory Coast was unable to really field well, and it's going to be opportunity for Senegal yet again to use their big scrum, as they have brought Thior on, the big lad, and it's going to be a full day's work really trying to scrum against him.
Yeah, that's true, and of course as Senegal try to take advantage, the scrummage is just not right.
Referee making sure that, of course, that the front row understand what he wants from the particular scrum, talking to both hookers, but in particular trying to apply some of his knowledge to the hooker of Ivory Coast there to make sure that they are engaging well. We have seen a couple of scrums being wheeled. We have seen a couple of them being shoved back. And Ivory Coast has been on the receiving end of most of these. So there is need for adjustment. And, of course, like we say, the referee needs to take care of the safety of these players during scrum time. So he's making sure that the scrum is effected properly.
Ahmed Sarr fits the ball in for the Senegalese as they try to push. But then the scrum collapses there.
Yeah, collapsing there. That is, of course, the loose head of Senegal collapsing, and another advantage for Ivory Coast this time to get out of their half. Chekou Traoré, good touch finder.
Yeah, make sure that play is in Senegal's half, at least in the 10. It's a good opportunity here for Ivory Coast if they can take advantage of the fact that they've gained some really substantial territory here. But like we've seen for much of this game, their game has been full of errors, especially handling ones, as a line out is about to be executed here by the hooker number 2 of us. Ivory Coast. Good job done there by Elias Koulibaly.
Definitely a big carries there by the big locks, moving in their pods, and I think we really have to appreciate Pilatre Alexander. He's one of those shining stars for Ivory Coast in a very error-laden game. He's one of the guys that has really tried to put his best foot forward. And the contest between him and Mamadou Ndiaye at number 10, when Mamadou Ndiaye was still playing 10, has been interesting. Of course, both guys influential for their team. As we say, a turnover for Senegal there. All the weight, all the pressure, countering that ruck. And Ivory Coast were just no match for that one.
Yeah, they forced a turnover as there was a knock-on by Ivory Coast. And time appears to be peeling away with about 17 or 16 or so minutes left to play in this half. The thing is that Ivory Coast will need to get into some sort of rhythm if they are to actually get another try. But each time you feel that they are setting themselves up well, then they still slip back into error mode.
I think I have resigned to the fact that I'm not going to believe in Ivory Coast anymore, because they give you hope and then they leave you hanging. But you can see there the tackler holding up the man carrying the ball, and they make sure that he does not drop. That means it's not a tackle, or does not allow the referee to tell them to release. And once they put him down finally, and all the weight collapses, ball is unplayable. So it is advantage to Senegal in that regard. Great defensive counter there by the Senegalese. Great awareness.
So it's going to be a scrummage here for Senegal with 64 minutes played.
Ivory Coast will hope that this will be a better scrum for them.
Sal. Ahmed Sal feeds the ball in for Senegal. Hooker gets the ball back. Then somehow Ahmed Sal is able to retrieve the ball. Find Demba Kane. Now finding the ball on the outside is Mamadou Ndiaye. Still keeps the ball alive here. Senegal doing a good job trying to eat into enemy territory here. Ahmed Sal. And then the knock-on coming in from shot number 8 of Senegal Fofana. But now turning defense into attack is Alexander Platy of Ivory Coast. Make sure he keeps a good hold of the ball, and Ivory Coast secure the ruck here. The newly introduced shot 20, Nzoko. Gets the ball. Ivory Coast now. Traore Cheku, scorer of their 8 points. Can't go for Pilati. Now shot number 18, Kanis Pilates Tiede Kone. Pilati again. And there is a knock-on by Ivory Coast. Shot number 12, Ouattara Yao.
Yeah, but this has not been a good advert for good handling skills in rugby. We have played 65 minutes and we are waiting to confirm with our statisticians how many knock-ons those have been. But really, they have been quite a lot. Both teams have been unable to really ascend, because with every pass that goes, and you can see there he's running away from the ball, so definitely, yeah, he cannot have good grip on that particular ball, and it's a knock-on for the umpteenth time by, of course, Ivory Coast. But even Senegal has been a culprit to that. Both sides really not showing the best of handling skills in this particular game.
Oyo is introduced for Ivory Coast, as is Kaniso Kone. Pivot Marvin is taken off shot number 1. The set prop. It's going to be a line out to Senegal here. We still have to play 13 odd minutes to wrap up their spot in the playoff final on Sunday, where either Uganda or Burkina Faso will win. Senegal doing well at the more, they are pushing back. The Ivory Coast trying to withstand the pressure here. But Senegal are doing quite well, pushing back. Ivory Coast seen this kind of mode in this game until now. Senegal are continuing to build inroads into Ivory Coast half. Just look at what it means. The Senegalese pushing on their teammates. And Ahmed Sall. And again there was a whistle there. I guess to suggest that there was somebody offside.
Yet to confirm what the referee has called there, but yet again
to Senegal.
Senegal utilizing the maul. I think it must have been a forward pass by the referee, saying that there was something not right there by the Senegalese. Advantage back to Ivory Coast, but how beautiful was that maul?
It's actually advantage Senegal. It seems like
what could that call be?
And Mamadou Ndiaye.
Good feed there. This time not going for the maul, and it's going to be a short ball.
Yeah, very good throw in by Ndiaye Mustafa. The ball is picked up by Mokhtar Sogal Farah, and now trying to push for another try here for Senegal was the man Abdou Ndiaye. Senegal taking their time and of course getting very close, ever inching closer. Shot number 8 gets very closer. That's for Van Abdel Karim.
Yeah, ball held up. Very good defense there by Ivory Coast, holding up, and despite all the pressure, they are able to prevent the try. Ball held up, and it's going to be advantage to them, of course.
Ivory Coast save themselves there by making sure that the ball gets held up. That was very good defensive play by Ivory Coast.
Yeah, definitely.
Otherwise, they would be out of this game now.
Yeah, with 10 minutes to go, they can't afford to concede a try at this moment. Yeah,
penalty
there to
Senegal.
Yeah, dragging the man on the ground. He's already on the ground. Why is he dragging him outside? That's what the referee is asking, and then it's going to be a penalty advantage. So decision time for Senegal. Of course, it's a tight angle for them to go for post unless they have a kicker that's brave enough. But however, it gives them the advantage to just kick a few meters ahead for the line out, which of course Mamadou Ndiaye does, and it's going to be another line out to Senegal. And this time around, I think they're going to effect the maul and try to run it through the maul. Of course, they have the size advantage. Bigger men. I mean, you can look at, of course, Ndiaye, Abdou, who has just come on, and the rest of the fresh legs coming on. And if they are to win this line out, they could really strike and hurt the Ivorians.
Mustafa Ndiaye, shot 16 of Senegal, to execute the line out here for Senegal. And he does a good job there, picking out his teammates. That's for Fan Abdel Karim. And this is where, like Ruben just pointed out, you expect Senegal to try and effect the maul, push back Ivory Coast, and that's exactly what they are doing with ball in hand. You can look at the support that is coming through, especially from the forwards, making it a lot easier for their team to get close to the try line here. And again, they're pushing through. That's Ahmed Sall, but he's held back by the Ivory Coast defense. You don't think that he was going to be allowed in easily there. And Abdel Karim gets closer, but still yet to get that try in. And this time they drop the ball. That looks like a knock-on.
Yes, that was a knock-on in the tackle, but if they're going back for advantage, I think that's because of offside. But there is a certain resolve that Ivory Coast has when they're on their try line. They would defend it with their lives, and you can see yet again, in a space of about 5 minutes, they are called to the task of defending their line, and they do it so well. I mean, the number 9, Koulibaly, thought that he had snuck through the defender's armpits to perhaps dot down, but he was held while he was trying to go down, a case of shattered dreams. And Senegal, however, have an opportunity to perhaps try another one of their mauls. I think they need to be patient with that maul. They released the ball out of the maul a little too early, but you can see there.
Yet you can see that they've already got the advantage in terms of size and energy.
Yeah, they really need to just calm down and just go through the phases, and everything will work itself out. We are seeing Demba Kane, he's number 10, but now he has gone back to his scrum half role.
Well, very interesting call here if you look at it, because the ball gets swung out and it's picked up by Lamin Sela.
As you can see there,
then they secure the ruck.
Securing the ruck, then he coming back this side, and then of course the big man not able to hold the ball.
I'm surprised that shot 18 gets the advantage for Senegal because he knocked on the ball.
No, the knock-on was by the Senegalese player, shot number 18 of Senegal, not of Ivory Coast.
Yeah, but they still have the advantage. That's what I'm.
They were playing advantage for offside.
Okay. Interesting clarification here. Senegal trying to execute the maul here, trying to push back Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast also determined, and they're over the line here, but can they touch down? And yes, it is a good try this time, eventually by Senegal. That definitely will create a living daylight between themselves and Ivory Coast, and possibly a match winner. That was excellent play by Senegal. We need a confirmation, and that is 20 points for Senegal. That's shot number 17 who got that try for Senegal, and that is Fernandez Correa. Interesting thing is that there's a man who dropped the ball against Kenya when he was getting to the try line on match day 1.
Yeah, definitely, but it was also much pressure that Ivory Coast could really take. I mean, with everything that has been happening, they defended their line so gallantly, but the weight and the power, the sheer power of the Senegalese was so much this time round, and you could say even a bit of fatigue because they had defended so much. When you don't have the ball and you're defending, you really exert a lot of pressure, and that is what happened, and this time they gave in. And I think with that try, we can say that Senegal gets the win in this particular game. I mean, about 6 minutes or so to go in this one. The first encounter of course, match day 2. And if Mamadou Ndiaye, unfortunately, can't add the icing to that particular score, but they are now in really good advantage with the score.
Yeah, very good position that Senegal find themselves in right now. Leading 28, 12-point game it is. And all they have to do is to keep their focus and concentration. Well, it's a replay of that play that led to the Senegal's latest try. Look at how they executed at the maul.
The first thing that I was going to say about this particular maul is they could have even given a penalty try for a collapsed maul there by Ivory Coast, but then the Senegalese kept going, and this time around you could see they were trying to hold on the ball, the Ivorians, but the Senegalese kept the ball away from their hands and were able to dot down there. Good work there by Fernandez Correa on finding the space and finding the white line to be able to score.
Well, actually, I've received confirmation that it was shot number 8 that scored for that try for Fana Abdel Karim. So it's just a correction there to all our viewers who are tuned in to watch this Africa Rugby Cup, and it's a penalty to Senegal. Not releasing man there, according to the hand signal of the referee.
Yeah, tackler not releasing. But however, I think at this point we need to conclude that Senegal is just a little too strong for Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
They have tried to huff and puff, but the pressure, the sheer power, and of course Demba Kane, Mamadou Ndiaye, they have been instrumental for their team in making sure that they drive their forces around. And yet again, you can see Mamadou Ndiaye getting some good touch for the Senegalese just outside the 22-meter area. And I wouldn't be surprised if they yet again try to go for another try to really put this beyond any doubt.
Good play there coming in from Senegal, and I'm sure that their coaching staff will be happy about the way their team has applied itself as they try to set up another ball here. Continue to put pressure on Ivory Coast. Now the ball is picked up by Mustafa Ndiaye, the prop. Ahmed Sal. Now it is Sila, Kadim Sise, but then this was blown. It's going to be a penalty to Senegal.
Yeah, penalty to Senegal, yeah. Just bringing down, of course, the maul. And interesting to see what decision is going to be taken. Mamadou Ndiaye has not had his best kicking day at goal.
Yeah.
And you can see from his body language, he's looking to kick for touch. Maybe give his forwards another opportunity to make themselves the stars of this game rather than himself. I know in the previous game he was their standout player. He was the one everyone was talking about. But this time round, his kicking hasn't been the best. But he has chosen to contribute in different ways. And that is get them in good territory. With this, they have the opportunity yet again to go for their customary maul and see if they can be able to score yet another try.
Mustafa Ndiaye with the line-out duties. Was the ball in? Well picked
brilliant
up
line-out. Brilliant line-out.
Yeah, and good pick there by Fernandez Correa. And now, again, Senegal will go for the maul as they try to push back Ivory Coast. Senegal again with ball in hand. Let's try to swing it around and Demba Kane, and then breaking the lines now is shot number 13 for Senegal, Sanya Alassane. They do a good job in securing the rock. Demba, and then a very good pass in, and is that a try? It seemed like a forward pass, and where the referee says it's a try for Senegal.
Yeah, a lot of complaints there by the Ivorians about that pass, but it was a flat pass, and
I guess we need to see a replay on it.
Yeah, but there was a great awareness by Demba Kane. The hesitation at first before he put in the pass, and then the long pass out wide for them to surely score yet another try, and that is maybe the final nail in the coffin for the Ivorians.
Yeah, 25 score is, and that's the man in the picture. Completed the duties there of finding that try.
And as you can see, the long pass, it was flat, and
that number 11, that is Sheikh Sana.
The big man. Good hands this time round. In such situations, we have been seeing a lot of knock-ons. Yeah. Luckily enough, he holds on to the ball.
But for me, the biggest surprise is his size for him to be a winger.
Yes, he has that structure of like the Fijian winger Nemani Nadolo. Fast but still big. Yeah, those are some of the modern day kind of wingers that we have in modern rugby.
Yeah,
and that's a brilliant score. Can Mamadou Ndiaye do something different? No. His kicking percentage must be below 15% for this particular game. But it won't really matter or mind this one, because they really have a good lead, 25 points. And I think he even gets subbed off at this point. With the hooter, this is ideally going to be the last play for Ivory Coast. Senegal will be aware enough to receive the ball, set up, and really just kick it out. There is no need for them to really go into a lot of scuffles anymore.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they do. Ahmed Sal kicks out into touch, and that marks the end of the game. 25-8 Senegal make their way to the 6th place playoff final that will be played here at the Nelson Mandela Stadium on Sunday. And all they have to do now is await the winner between Uganda and Burkina Faso. Man of the match is Senegal's shot number 8, Abdel Karim Fofana. That's the man in the picture there. Got a very important try here late in the second half, but by and large, even his carries